why certain stories works, why certain stories doesn't work. And when we have this kind of questions, why certain, what was that? Okay. So when we had that kind of questions, normally we would go back to what is basic, and that is structure. Effective storytelling is all about structure, right? But there's another question that people ask: why certain stories have an impact? And that is when depth comes in. And oftentimes, or maybe sometimes, when we delivered our 5 to 7 minute speech, and then our evaluator would say, you have a good story, but I really wish that you could go deeper into your story. And oftentimes people mistaken that deepening the story is all about putting a lot of information in it. And in most cases, it's not. It's not about putting a lot. Oops.
I think she's freezing. Maybe we close our videos so that she might come in again.
She's coming back in.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're waiting for more information about how to create more depth to our stories. Wow. Let's, in the meantime, I would like to greet Anthony. Hi, Mr. Anthony. Anthony Wong. Good evening. Thank you for coming.
Hi.
And how do you know about
Thank
this
you
meeting?
from the Zoom, WhatsApp group.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank you
Anthony
so
has
much.
been answering very often,
And
so glad you finally made it. A
yeah,
friend of Shalina, right? From Sarikei.
yeah, Sarikai. I also grabbed the link for Lorna. Just send me the link now.
That's true. Lorna is also a Sarikei member, so from your fellow member. Yeah, what interests you about this, Anthony?
Training.
Are you a trainer?
No, I'm a sales personnel, but
Ah,
I'm very somehow I'm very interested to go on the stage here and give talks, give training. So this is my passion, and this is why I joined the Toastmaster.
wonderful, wonderful.
It's a place to
Okay.
okay, Jen is back. Okay, Jen.
Sorry
Yeah.
about that.
Thank you
Yes,
so
Jane.
much. Yes, Toastmaster Anthony, stage is yours, Jane.
Okay, let me share again. So normally people mistaken deepening the story is all about putting a lot of information, but most of the time that is not the case. In fact, if you put more information, that would create more confusion, all this unnecessary stuff in your story. So before I go into the real subject here, there's an activity that I really hope that you would participate. But I'm sorry, Jai, you will not be able to participate because it is there are pictures. I'm so sorry. So there in my screen, I really hope that I could put a lot of, all the pictures in one slide, but I can't do it. So I'm gonna put in two slides. So what I want you to do, I'm just gonna give 2 minutes for this, all right? Pick one picture or two pictures that really speaks to you. You scan through these pictures and pick the picture that you like, and then you tell me why do you choose that picture. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to time like 30 seconds for this one slide, or you can take picture of this, which is whichever is easier. And then I'm going to show another 30 seconds for the second slide. Okay? Pick one picture or two. Okay, this is second slide. 6 pictures. Any pictures that you like. I'm going to go back to slide 1 later again, just in case you have a picture that you like. First slide again.
I missed the second slide, Jane.
I'm going to show the second slide again.
Okay.
Okay, second slide. Okay, so I hope you've picked the pictures that you like. And I want to start with Xiu Qian. Which picture did you
The first
chose?
picture I choose is the sea. The sea, it
Which
brings calm, yes, serenity,
this
calmness,
okay.
and brightness. Feels
Okay.
very energizing picture. And the second one is automatic, the sea. The second sea is the second picture is the sea. It gives you calmness of the mind and the soul. That's why I got the message. Back to you.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Xiu Qian. What about Sham? Which picture?
I think I'm not sure. The first part, I think there was a picture of kids at the garbage dump.
Okay.
I'm not
yes.
sure if they are cleaning up or if they are scavenging, and that kind
Okay.
of brought some sad memory. I mean, of documentary that I saw about kids scavenging because that's all they can get. And the second picture I saw was also the kids, but they have a chance to be normal, like washing their hands and clean, and possibly from a school. So I think that's some kids don't have that, the haves and the haves not. So that's kind of what came into my mind. Back to you.
Okay. Thank you, Sham.
Jane, can I
about-
participate? Sham actually described the pictures to me. I'll just choose one
Yes.
picture.
Yes, okay. Which picture?
Well, I just turned 62 last month, and I know I'm not a spring chicken anymore. So the picture I choose is those group of old men sitting somewhere, because I believe as we grow older, we need more companionship, much more, I believe, than when we were younger, because we share our own, silently, we share the fears we have with life. We don't know how much more we have left with us. And so that's where we reach out to connect with people. So I choose the picture of the old people sharing some stories together.
Thank you, Jai. What about Miranda?
The first picture, I got these people in the sea playing. The two people, even though I cannot see the expression very clearly, I sense joy, I sense fun, and even the people below, they're also enjoying it. Yeah, it's just the image itself was what brought my eyes to that in the first place. And then as I look closer, I also found the sense of fun and joy, which uplifts me.
Okay. Thank you, Miranda. Now, Lorna, which picture did you choose?
The one with the gentleman in the wheelchairs, the older gentleman, the same as Jai had chosen.
Okay.
I've been reflecting on the fact that there are 69 days left for this year. And I've been reflecting on what have I achieved for the year. And I just made a really good friend with a gentleman who was about 74 years old. And I don't see him as feeling sorry for himself or feeling old. He's actually like a spring chicken. And this thing just reminded me about the fact that, what am I waiting for to live my life? One of these days I might not be able to walk anymore. I'll be weaker. So I'm beginning to reflect a lot on that and the fact that I need to live more. And the second picture is the little kids, mostly because I love little children, even though they're very naughty. I just love them. And I feel that is my responsibility, where I see the need for me to contribute to their lives, to do so, even if they're not my own.
Okay. Thank you, Lorna, for that sharing. What about Halina?
I chose exactly the same pictures as Suchen. Unbelievable.
Okay.
And yes,
So-
maybe yeah, also because it is calm, it's inviting, it's fast. And then second picture is because it's on the second, actually actually there are two pictures on this page. And then of course, the second picture is the guy at the sea, because they are related. So maybe the first picture actually gave the tone, yeah, to what I might choose, and maybe almost automatically I choose a picture that is related to the first picture.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Halina. So I think we heard enough. Now, the reason why I'm showing you all this and asking you to share, why do you choose these pictures? Some of you chose the same pictures, but what you see from your mind is different. And when it comes to storytelling, it's all about perspective. You have to tell what kind of perspective you want to tell the audience. Stories are life, and life is a story. And stories are important. Stories are important because not just because our brain is wired for stories, but because of human experience. And from the pictures, we know that we don't share the same experience. All of us do not share the same experience, but we do share a similar array of emotions, fears, and hopes. This is something that we have in common. So when you tell your story, it doesn't matter what kind of story you tell. It is the perspective that make an impact, that allowed you to dive deeper into the story. And to have a depth in a story means you are able to expand meaning in your story. That is why your perspective is so important, because it will seek deeper understanding, the context and complexity surroundings of an issue, right? I'm a journalist. I've been doing this for 15 years. And every day I have to find stories to write. And every day I have to find issues concerning the society. And so in media, we have the responsibility to shape the characters, the mind of the people. And so that is why when it comes to storytelling, your perspective is so important. And another thing that to remember is a story is not just a series of events. It is actually a series of events with a compelling sense of momentum. You cannot just put in whatever experience inside. You can tell the story in a span of 5 years, right? What happened in 5 years. But it's not just a series of events. You have to create that kind of momentum until the end for you to be able to create a profound experience. You have to create the momentum, right? And how do you create that kind of momentum, and how do you go, deeper into the story? You have to understand also that you have two journeys. One is the outer journey, and the other is the inner journey. The outer journey is what happened in the world that affect you. And that is what we always tell. We always tell the outer journey, but what is important is the inner journey, that what transform you. Whatever happened in the world that affects you, but it is your inner journey that really fight. It's a conflict that you have inside. And when you have these two journeys together, stories you're telling can be concrete. It's not a vague thing, because a lot of people just touch and go. You cannot just touch and go. So it's all about what story do you want to tell? It's not about putting a lot of information, but putting the right information into your story. And that will create depth. So every event will tell something. You don't waste a lot of time trying to explain things. Okay? So every good storytelling has 3 elements, at least. One is a narrative arc. Something has to happen. We all know this. And dramatic arc and tension. We also know this. And the most important is a character that experience this event and conflict and ultimately undergo a transformation. So every good storytelling, you have to have these 3 elements for your story to be able to work, right? If nothing happens, then there's no story. If there's no tension, then there's no story. And then you put yourself there as the one who experienced it. Okay? And I always do, whenever I want to write a story, I always create a frame or picture in my mind. Like when I show you the picture, what do I want to put in my story? What are the elements I want to include? You don't simply put in, some of the information are good, but it's not always helpful. As 15 years as a journalist, I've learned to actually delete my stories because it doesn't serve a purpose. So I need to learn how to create a more concise kind of article. So I actually learned to do this. Just put in what is important. And something to remember, that the primary goal of a story is to elicit emotion. You have to tackle the emotion. And your story doesn't have to be dramatic to be interesting. A lot of people thought that I must have a dramatic events. No, you don't have to. All you need to do is how do you tell, you need to know how do you tell that kind of story. Your ordinary story doesn't have to be boring, because your life is not boring. The only person that makes it boring is you. So you need to tell how not to be boring. And last but not least, crafting a deeper story means creating a deeper connection with the audience emotionally and draws them to your story. And that's all for my presentation tonight. Thank you for listening.
Wow. Wow, Jane, thank you so much. It was so short, but it's so deep. I was transported and I was just like I feel rather giddy, just imbibing your words and how you put the words together. I've had this feeling, Jane is so powerful because she can speak, she can put the words together in such an impactful way. So thank you, Jane. So we would move to the next. We are going to do a short question and answer, or are you going straight to Sharm first? Okay, we can do that. Is there no question and answer? Okay, so next we're having another amazing training, what looks like going to be an amazing training by none other than our member, Sharm Shiva. Sharm is a life coach. She is at heart a mentor, a facilitator, and just likes to empower and help others. So today she will be talking about the speech called the final sprint. So this is something that as we are getting close to the end of the year, we like the idea of ending the year with a bang. And so we're privileged to have Sharm bringing this topic to us as the year come to a close, for us to shift into high gear and make the final months count, both professionally and personally. So let's join Sharm for an interactive 15-minute session that will help us maximize our potentials and finish the year stronger than ever. No more failed resolutions. All right. So
Thank you,
Siva,
Miranda.
the final print, Sharm Siva. Let's give her a big
Thank
hand.
you, Miranda. Yes, so it's showing the final sprint. And when we think about the final sprint, there's a little bit of element of stress in that. But I'm just telling you not to get stressed about it. As Lona had already pointed out, there are a little bit more than 60 days left. And I'm not a person who does resolutions at the beginning of the year, to be honest. So for me, it's every day is a new year. Every week is a new week. Every month is a new month. So you can start anew anytime. So I'm asking you first, the first question I'm going to ask you is, what do you really want to achieve, really want from your life? What's going to give you a little bit more happiness? Something that you're going to do that's going to give you a little bit more happiness at the end of the year. So just think about that a bit. Before that, I'm going to show you this very nice, can you see it? Yeah. It's a quote by Lao Tzu, the philosopher. Nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished. So I want you to reflect on that a bit. It's like, I think if we are true to ourselves, we are in touch with ourselves, we're not panicking, oh my God, it's only 2 months left. No, that it's a lot. 2 months is a lot of time. So we can do a lot in 2 months. And it doesn't have to be really a sprint. It can be a slow sprint, perhaps. I think sprint and slow is an oxymoron, but it's like a slow, gradual, productive 2 months, right? So, don't worry about it. Now, I want you all to look at the next one. These 3 things: career, health, Toastmasters journey. Now, I'm going to give you all a minute. And from 1 to 10, can you just rate yourselves in these areas? 1 is least satisfied, and 10 is most satisfied, completely satisfied, around these 3 areas. So I'm going to give you like 30 seconds. Just random, just do it from straight away. Don't think too much. Just do. Where are you? 1, 5, 4, 7, 10. So the first is career. Second is your health. And third is your Toastmasters journey, because we are all Toastmasters here. Okay. I'm sure you did it very fast, right?
Mhm.
Let me ask. Anthony, are you there? Anthony is not there. Okay. Lorna. Career. 1 to 10. What would you rate yourself?
At the moment, a 5.
That's a good place to be. A 5.
I feel
Would you
late. I
like
feel late.
would you like to be a 6 before the end of the year?
I would like that, yes. To feel a little
Okay,
bit.
and what would you need to do in the next 60 days to become a 6?
To actually do what I'm supposed to do with this new company that I got into. I just don't seem to do it. I'm procrastinating.
Why are you procrastinating? Why do you think you're procrastinating?
Because I'm so heavily involved in my Toastmasters journey that I'm neglecting my business.
I think would you agree with me, Lorna, that you're procrastinating because your why that you have to do it within the 60 days is not strong enough?
I think, honestly, I think I'm holding back for that reason. I'm holding back. It's not that I can't do it. There's one little
Yeah.
thing I have to do and it will work, but I'm holding back and I need to reflect on that a bit more.
Yeah, so think about it. So it's okay. That means you're okay at 5. So you don't have to sprint career-wise,
There's no must
It's
here
okay.
at the moment. Yeah.
There's no must, there's no should here, right?
Mm-mm.
Jane, which part would you like to share with us out of the 3?
Health,
Health. Okay, where are you?
probably around 6 or 7.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. So assuming you're a 7, do you think that the next 60 days you can take it to perhaps an 8?
Yes, I can. I think can.
Okay, how would you do?
I would actually start my morning run, which I've been procrastinating for so long. I never have health problem, but I do have, I mean, right now I don't like the way I look because I gain weight. So so that is why on health, and I'm not getting younger, and I need to cut down all the junk food and try to be healthy
Okay,
again. Yeah.
so what's one thing, forget about either cutting down junk food or perhaps doing a morning run? Which would you think would be easier for you to do from tomorrow?
Cutting junk food.
Oh, so do that. It's about the little activities, the little steps, right? So do you think in the end of 2 months, there could be a significant difference? Because I know when I cut down junk food for a month, it made a difference.
Yeah, I think it. I love, like, today I decided, I actually decided to cut down sugar and all that, but today I went and bought Nutella chocolate again, and so it was so hard to, when I look at the
Okay.
chocolate, I need it.
Yeah, I know that. I love chocolate as well. So perhaps a cheat day. We'll negotiate with yourself, perhaps one cheat day a week. Anthony,
Yes.
thank you. Anthony, out of these three, which area do you feel you need some work?
Number the health.
Health. Okay, where are you? Where are you now at health?
Oh, I think I'm far behind, like 4 or 5.
4 or 5. Do you have some health issues? If you don't mind sharing.
Mm, no,
No, but you feel it's
no.
you're a 4 or 5.
Yeah, because
What's one thing? Yeah, tell me.
I used to every day used to swim. It's about 40 laps. 40 laps is
Oh,
about 2
okay.
kilometers swimming a day. And I used to run like 5 kilometers
Wow.
a day. Because sometimes I swim, the next day I run, and it turn the
Why
way around.
you say used to? Why
Alternate.
did you stop? Why did you stop?
I have not been to the swimming pool like almost 1 month already. I
Oh,
need to
okay.
go back and do my swimming.
Can you do it? Can you start tomorrow? Say for the next 60 days before 2024 ends. Which would you
Yeah.
do? Swimming or running? Which would you think is easier for you to do?
Swimming is easier for me.
Okay, and it affects
Swimming.
your whole body. It's really good. Swimming is one of the least
Yeah.
impact exercises. So
Because
you're gonna
I
tell us you're going to start tomorrow or day after, right?
my challenge is I want to register to climb Mount Kinabalu. You know the
Right. That's a great one. And when do you plan to do that?
this next year, but it seems
Okay.
that
So
so
tomorrow
to climb I need to keep myself
build your
fit.
stamina.
If not, I will not able to reach the top. But it seems that I am not doing it for quite a long time already. That's why I need to come back to 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 do my
Okay.
exercise.
So Anthony, do you think you'll feel happy if you start swimming from tomorrow until the end of the year? Do you think you'll be very happy with 2024 if you finish off like that?
Yes, I am.
So you're going
happy.
to take your health from a 4 to a 5 or 6.
Yeah.
You can do it, right? I mean, you're in sales, so you have sales targets. This is your health target.
Mhm. Yeah,
Yes, you can do it. Of course, you can do it.
I can do it. I
Xi
want to do
Qian,
it. Tomorrow I
yes,
will
and
start
we'll be there. We'll
swimming
come
again.
again the next meeting and we'll see whether you've swum a few days in the week.
Okay.
Can check in with
Okay.
us. You're always welcome to come. Xiu Chen, which one do you choose?
Actually, all the three I put 8, but I want to share about health.
Right.
I put 8 because I've achieved and I'm now slowly discovering more things about health and time to share with others. So that
Wow, that's
people
so
are better.
congratulations, Xiu Chen, to have 8 for all these 3. I know from Toastmasters journey you've come a long way, so I know that already. And also your career, I think you kind of retired, right? Right now?
But still working.
Oh, okay, still working. And of course, to have an 8 is something incredible, you know. So I just think you just have to keep on doing what you're doing. And yes, maybe in Toastmasters journey, the sharing part, perhaps you can take it to a 9. That will take it to a 9. Share what what you've achieved and inspire other people, perhaps, maybe. Sishan, what do you think?
Well, in Toastmasters, now I think I've managed to get members coming into my club, and I've been mentoring them. So now I think I have 6 already on my hands. and
Wow,
soon
nice.
some more coming. So,
So so that's been this term, is it? For last term or this term? Both this terms?
this term. So this term, I told all my new members, I gave them a target. You must achieve triple crown. I set the
My
lane for
God.
you,
My
and
God.
then you finish up to level 4. Set a momentum for them. Do the speeches every meeting.
Okay, cool. You're on the right track. Yours is a really true sprint. Yours not only you sprinting, but you are making your mentees or protégés to sprint as well. So
And
good for
so
you.
that
Good
they
for
feel
you.
great.
Yeah.
I feel
Miranda, you are a coach yourself. Anyhow, so
I can say that I'm also 8. I'm pretty good with everything. I'm quite happy with where I am. But I feel also that between 8 and 10 is quite far. Like I feel a bit stuck at the moment in this 8. And I've been listening to all of you guys, and yes, know all the answer, but wanting to be inspired and wanting to be excited about it. And that's what I don't feel at the moment. I don't feel
well,
excited.
you usually have the answer yourself because you'll need to attract that which will inspire you.
Yeah.
And of course, it's going to fall into place. You know that. You have faith in that. I mean, you are one of these who actually one of the most wonderful examples of someone who practices the law of attraction. So I do not have doubt that you will not be in the stuck place. I have no doubts that you're going to get out of the stuckiness very soon. So good
So
luck with
I'm
that.
working on getting out of the stuckness. I'm
Yes.
working on feeling the excitement, the zest, the aliveness. That's what I'm focusing on in a way, because once achieved, then everything else will also move along. So yeah, I'm
Yeah. Great. Yeah. All of y'all have this is just something to make you think. It's all, of course, common sense. Halina, which one?
Okay, I'm going to go a bit drastic, yeah. Career 0, health 10, and Toastmaster journey 6.
Career
Because I'm
zero.
between jobs and I still
Oh,
haven't
okay.
fulfilled my New Year's resolution of learning how to edit a video. And everybody says CapCut, CapCut. I still haven't started yet. Health, I'm going to the gym twice a week. I really force myself to go there, and it really
That's good.
helps
That's
with
good.
with my me getting older, and so just I know the gym is not much. It's just lifting weights and so, but it really helps. And those master journey 6, I'm still learning a lot.
Great. What's one thing that you could do for your career? Just one small thing that you can do for this whole week that would get you closer to video editing.
Yeah, I have to see a YouTube video, I think, about CapCut. What does it actually mean? Because I see that
So
my former
that's what
boss,
you're
who
going to
is
do this
very
week. Harlina, that's what you're going to
yes,
do this week. Look at one YouTube video about CapCut. Just one. And just 5 minutes or 10 minutes of the video. You don't have to whole thing, but you start with 5 or 10 minutes and then, you go further. And you never know where you will be at the end of 60 days. A few 5 minutes, a
all
few
right.
1 minute. So it doesn't have to be so overwhelming. Yes, Leonie, are you there?
Hi, hello.
Hi, Leonie.
Hello.
Which one?
Am I audible? Wait.
Yes, you are.
I think career or business. I'm on 6.
Okay, and you would like to go to a 7. What would you need to do the next 60 days to go to a 7?
2 with 7, I think I need to redo my business plan, I suppose.
Okay. How long would you take to redo your business plan? A week? A day?
Probably a day, but executing it would taking more than a day.
All right. So give yourself 2 days.
Okay.
When would you do it?
All right. Maybe, oh,
Just-
this week. This week,
This
Sunday.
week, yes. That's it. There you so you have some vision now. You're going to redo your business plan. That's amazing. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is just the tip of the iceberg. And so, what's one thing you can do to increase your satisfaction? Yeah, not big. Doesn't have to be big. And what support can you do? Can you get to do that? Who, what, where? Like in the case of Halina, it's that video. In the case of inspiration, perhaps Mirinda can go to someone. I mean, people who inspire you, you know more people, that are so inspiring than I think I do. And of course, what do you need to do? Where do you need to do it? So ask yourself these questions and stop once in a while and take a breather. Don't forget to stop. It's not a real sprint, non-stop sprint. It's just stopping and reflecting and moving forward again. After a while, stopping, reflecting, moving forward again. Stop to breathe, to rest, to move, to reflect, to love, to be mindful, and to be thankful. Don't count the days. Muhammad Ali said this, don't count the days, make the days count. Ladies and gentlemen, that is my sharing, my brief sharing with all of you. But it gave you a bit of food for thought for the next 60 days.
Well, you did. Thank you so much, Charm, for a great reminder. And I knew when you started, it's like, okay, this is good. Yeah? It's just what we need. This is just what I need. A reminder, focus, and you package it very, very beautifully. So thank you. I'm sure everyone now is start thinking 60 days. Well, 65, 66 days. So we have a few days to figure it out and then 60 days to do it. Let's make the change. Let's do the transformation. All right. Now, welcome to the latecomer, Leonie. Welcome to trainers and coaches. Good to have you with us. Now we're going to have a short, actually photo break or bio break as well. As I'm the SAA, I'm going to remove my spotlight and let's get into picture together. Yeah. So Halina, Charm, and Jane. Where is Jane? Why did Jane disappear? Let's have a quick picture. Ooh, I like this. We should all put our trainers and coaches background. 1, 2. Give us your biggest smile. There you go. Thank you. We got a very good smile. Leonie is like doing the Instagram smile, but that's okay, Leonie. We got everybody smiling. That's the most important thing. So now this is going to be a very fun session because we're going to go into the table topics a la trainers and coaches, which is very different from any other table topics that you've experienced in other Toastmasters clubs. And it would be led by our beloved, first gentleman, Jai Narayan. Let's give
Thank
it
you.
a
I've
big
never
hand of-
heard.
Yes.
Sorry.
No, I said you're the first gentleman. Let's give you a big hand of applause.
I've never been referred to or called or addressed as the first gentleman. I've heard about the first lady, but I've never heard about the first gentleman. But thank you for putting me there on top of a pedestal. Ladies and gentlemen, the way we do it at trainers and coaches is we allude or refer to the trainings that happened prior to this, the two speakers, the presenters, and I shall be throwing you some topics based on those training. You can interpret it any way you want. I shall remind you that you speak only for 2 minutes. So please follow monitor the green, yellow, red signals. Anthony Wong, I'm going to come to you first. Can you hear me?
Yes, Jack, I can hear you.
All right. Okay, good. Now, Jane Moore, in her presentation, putting depth in your speech, she mentioned that putting depth is not about putting more content or more data or information, but it's about emotion and feelings. I would like to know from you, Anthony, would you agree it's similar in sales and marketing, that you connect with your audience with feelings more than with numbers? 2 minutes, Anthony Wong.
Yeah, I agree with Jane Moore statement just now that when we going to describe something, you put in picture, like it apply in sales. For example, right? I'm a car salesman, so I'm selling car lah. And when I sell car, we sell the emotion, not the technical thing. We will some customer come in, we try to explain the technical thing. What is ABS, EBD, traction control, everything for we driver doesn't make sense to them. But when the customer come and say, "Sir, look at this car. I think you will be very. You look nice, neat. It reflect you." And if that customer is example executive, I say, "Sir, this car really suit you when you drive, right? Drive the car. People will notice you, and that's how I sell the car. It's not by telling those data, put in everything, put in the data, put in all the technical thing, and at the end the customer doesn't buy at all because the customer get confused. But we play their emotion, like family. MPV, 7-seater. You can imagine that. You bring your family for a vacation. So it's MTV, multi-purpose. It's a 7-seater. You can put your wife, your kids, your in-laws, everybody can go for a vacation. So you and your family will enjoy this. This is why I agree with that. Yeah. Doesn't need telling story doesn't need to be got a lot of data, but it's actually how we present it. Just for me.
Thank you so much, Anthony. I want to ask you, are you a car salesman?
That's what he said.
Yes, I'm.
You mentioned that, did you? Yeah.
I
Okay.
mentioned that.
No, I loved it. I loved your analogy because I love cars. I'm blind, Anthony, but I love cars, believe it or not. So I was kind of hooked with your description of the family car, the MPV, multi-purpose. Yeah, that's a very good way to try and sell cars. Have you found that method successful? Very quick response to that, Anthony. Have you found that method more successful than data?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
That's it. That's all I want now.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure. All right. Leone, are you there? Is that, by the way, your name, Leone? Leone? How do you spell it? How do you pronounce it?
Leonie. Yes, you're pronouncing
I'm
it right.
absolutely. Yeah, I'm saying it right. Leone, once again, Jane Moore, in her presentation, The Depth in Stories, mentioned that storytelling is not about having similar stories, but having your own perspective. She kept emphasizing the word, your point of view. Now, I have a statement to make, Leone, and I want your perspective on that. Do you believe that today, more so in the world, we need human connections more than any other time in the past? Today, we need to be more connected as humans, not as with technology. I'll repeat that. More connected as humans, not with technology. What is your perspective on that, Leone?
I really agree with that statement. As a matter of fact, that is why I joined Toastmasters, to have a connection with humans. And I found amazingly beautiful connection in Toastmasters because not only that we connect each other, but we also strive together to become a better version of ourselves, which is amazing. So I think it's been 100 years since Toastmasters established, and I think it can be this long because it thrives on human connection. Because Toastmasters is all about building a connection. Of course, we are also doing this public speaking and also leadership skills. But at the core of it, Toastmasters is about connecting people, because whether you want to be a good leader or a good communicator, you have to know how to connect with people, with humans. And this is why we are here and why it is so important. And yes, we can try to find an artificial connection with technology, but it's not going to suffice. We need the original thing. We need the real human connection that we can all build together. And that's why I'm here in Toastmasters. Back to you, Jay.
Leone, you are now officially elevated to the post of brand ambassador for Toastmasters International for the year 2025. Wow, oh man, you should be a marketing agent for them. Very well done. I'm going to now pick on a trainer. And I don't know how many of us, there are a few who are and some who are not. Maybe I'll choose Miranda herself.
Okay.
So, Miranda, in a short presentation or within the next 2 minutes, can you share one tip with all of us that we could have as either trainers, presenters, or speakers to make an impact with our audience? What would that tip be? I'll repeat that. Can you share one tip with us as a speaker, trainer, coach? I'll throw in a coach too. A coach or a presenter. What would you do to have a major impact on your audience? And I'll say why, because Jane Moore mentioned storytelling is not about just narrating a superficial story, but having an impact on your audience. How can you have an impact on your audience, Miranda?
Thank you, Jai. You know, Jai, when I train or sometimes I do coaching, and then people said, yeah, my life has changed, or I feel so impacted, and they thank me. And I was trying to think, okay, what is the one thing that I did that made them feel deeply impacted? So as you were speaking, I was trying to put that together. And what I realized, Jai, is one, looking into the eyes of people. So directly and listen to them. When I listen, I look into their eyes and wait until they're finished speaking. And then I respond. So when I respond, I'm quite blunt. So if it's something that they're telling stories, as a coach and as a trainer, you hear a lot of stories. And what I mean by stories is people like to tell stories about their lives. And the stories is like how things are difficult, how like they have reasons, they have excuse because of this, because of that. And I help them to see through their stories, so that in a way to get them to realize what is the real truth of what they're feeling, what they're thinking. Mostly, what are the thoughts that causing them to feel a certain way? So for example, somebody would say, well, I was cheated, I was betrayed, or I was old, so I can't do this, I can't do that. It's just stories. It's just a thought, because when they start thinking like that, then that's what they're going to experience. So most of my conversation that seem to be impactful is when I help people to see the truth within themselves and the truth within their stories. So the story is not just a story, but when they understand how that story is impacting and actually driving their reality and their lives. That's it. Thank you, Jay.
So, yeah, Miranda. So am I right in understanding or interpreting that the tip you have for us as speakers, coaches, trainers, or mentors is to look into the eyes of our listener? Are you right? Am I right?
Yeah.
And when you look into their eyes, you actually look into their hearts. Am I right?
Yep.
That's good. That's a very good tip. Thank you. We shall take that. Lorna, do we have time for one more?
And actually, the part about it is like, respond, like
Yes.
really listen and really respond, and not just listening to the story, but actually hearing the
Yep.
truth in the story
Correct.
and repeating it
Yep.
back to them.
Absolutely. Yeah, I get that. Listening is sexy. I agree. So, Lorna, do we have time for one more?
Go ahead, Joe.
Lorna, just call Lorna.
Yeah, Lorna, she said yes.
Yes,
Yes.
Lorna, then I'll pick on you.
go ahead.
Lorna, in Sharmini's presentation, the final sprint, she referred to the next 60 days, 60 odd days for the new year to complete and goal setting. Now, Lorna, did you set out a goal for yourself this year which you have not accomplished? I'll repeat that question. Did you set out a goal for yourself this year, and in October, towards the end of the month, you haven't accomplished that goal? If yes, what is that goal and why did you not accomplish it?
Yes, I had a health goal, and I'm a diabetic, and so my goal is to reverse my illness, and I know how to do it. But for some reason, even there, I can procrastinate. And so I've decided we have 69 days actually left. So the first 9 days, I'm going to pilot a new way of dealing with my procrastination around dealing with my health. It's a long process. And I will use all the technology that I have available to test my vitals, make sure that I take my medication. And I've implemented fasting and keto eating so that I can make sure that my sugar levels are correct without having to take the medication. That's my goal for the next 69 days. And I know I'm going to be successful because I am talking about it in this forum. So I know that you will be checking on me anyway. And I would like to report back that I actually did it this time. There's another reason I haven't actually achieved this yet. I've been so focused on Toastmasters, being in the Asian clubs, as well as in the Southern African area where I became area director. That made life very busy for me in a very good way. But it means that I don't take time to focus on the other aspects of my life. And that is something I'm going to change within the next 69 days. I want to reschedule my life so that I can focus on everything that matters to me, because they have a cumulative effect on each other. I include in that my spiritual life. Career, I can put on the back seat. Thank you, and back to you, John.
So, Lorna, the faster you work on your fasting, the closer the goal gets to you. I like to always look at the goal getting closer to you, not you getting close to your goal. It makes it far more easier to, push yourself forward then when you see the finish line is near you, right? So on that note, ladies and gentlemen, those of you who are new to TNC Advanced Online, that's how Table Topics is done here, to check on how well you interpreted the training or whatever was presented before the Table Topics. I loved the sharing. There's a lot of takeaways for all of us. On that note, I hand it back to the Toastmaster of the evening, Miranda Rumi.
Thank you, Jai Narayan, Table Topics Master par excellence. So I really enjoyed that, and I hope you guys did. And it really forces us to listen, didn't it? And make sure that we can respond to the topics and the questions, and it helps us to deepen also the understanding of the trainings. So now let's move on to a moderating session by none other than our club president, Distinguished Toastmaster Halina Indra. She would be moderating the Q&A for the trainings, I suppose. So the stage is yours, Halina.
Thank you very much, Miranda. I'm sure that actually all of you already had burning questions after each presentation, and now your patience paid off. But I would like to ask you first a question. what is at least one thing that you remember from Jane Mo's presentation? One thing that you remember that you will apply to your storytelling. Yes, I see Lorna's. Yes, Lorna.
After every speech I've done where Jane was present, Jane would tell me, go deeper. Today, for the first time, I understand what it means. I thought I had to tell more of my story, but in fact, it's what is that inner conflict and how does it match what has happened on the outside? How do I reconcile those? And Jane, now I understand. Thank you so much. That was a comment, not a question. Sorry.
Thank you so much. Yes, indeed, the outside and the inside. Yeah, what happens outside and inside. That is very important. Great. Who has a question for Jane? Question how to delve even deeper into the story.
I have a question.
Yes. Charm, stage is yours.
Yeah, thanks. Jane, when you write your speeches, I mean, for Toastmasters, is it very different from how you write your articles as a journalist? Or I'm sure there is a difference, but how do you find it like between both?
Yes, very, very different. Definitely very different. But I have a strategy. For article, of course, it can be long. You see, if I write a feature article, the feature articles is normally at the most I could write 1,500 words. And if you have, let's say, if I have interview for more than an hour interview, so that would take about that would be about 3,000, 4,000 words. So how do I take that such a long interview and shrink it to 1,500 words? So in article, yeah, it takes a lot of it takes time to really look into what kind of story do I want to tell. It all depends on. I always think of what is this story about, and then I start writing, and that is why I always need an opening. Once I know what I want to tell, and then I'll get the opening, then I can move on. So that is for article, but for Toastmasters, I actually found a strategy where 5 to 7 minute speech is only my limit is only 600 words, 500 to 600 words, and that's it. I cannot go more than that, or else I'll go over time. So, and my strategy is I'll do it in poetry form. You know, the poem. I love poetry. So I create poem in it so that once I create poem, I'm able to see like a poem and there's a stanza, right? So that stanza, I could see a picture. This is a scene. And that it's like scene by scene. It's like doing a storyboard. So this is the first frame, second frame, third frame. So that's how I do it for Toastmasters 5 to 7 minute speech.
Thank you so much, Jane, for sharing that. It's interesting, the poetry and the storyboard. Wow, that's really interesting. Must try that out.
Yeah.
Yes, wonderful. Next step, we are going to make a video and I will edit it. Hopefully. So indeed, wonderful. Thank you so much.
I would like
and I have a question. Actually, I noticed that there was some silence, a lot of silence during the pictures. A beautiful picture that you've shown and very relatable. So there was a lot of silence. I would like to ask our audience, how would you reduce the silence here? what would you have said? What would you have done if you were a trainer and show those pictures? Because I noticed there was a lot of, yeah.
I think you needed that silence, Harlina, because you do not interfere with the silence when they are looking at what needs to be done, because there are so many pictures. It allows them to think and formulate in their minds what they need to do. So that for all coaches and trainers, they need that silence.
And having said that, I have just one small recommendation to make if it's important to you. Although Jane Moore referred to the fact that Jai, you will not be participating since you're vision impaired or blind. I appreciate that, Jane, by the way. Thank you. However, having said that, you could have also addressed somebody like me in an audience by saying, we have one vision impaired person here. So for Jane, this picture shows a group of men sitting on a wheelchair. Just one sentence on each picture would have shown that you actually care about everybody in the audience. Otherwise, that person is going to feel excluded. You know?
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
so
Thank you.
much.
I
Thank
think
you.
Miranda had a question. Harry.
Let's move to the other presentation because we only have 3.5 minutes left. Now we move to the presentation of Charm. Any questions for Charm?
I think Miranda had a question just now.
Yeah, first let's get Miranda's
Put up
question.
her hand.
Yep.
Yeah, my question is, when would you? Yeah, I know you. I remember you joined trainers and coaches because you want to deepen your training skills because you want to be a trainer. So my question is, when are you going to do a storytelling, writing workshop, which is like 2 hours or 3 hours, so that we can really go deep in the learning? Like, I would like to see how that is being done when we do like a storyboard. I saw you had this picture where you said that you put your ideas into this picture and then you write that story. I thought that was very interesting, and I'm just wondering, how can I do that? And then the second one was the one that you just mentioned, the poetry. The idea was so intriguing. I would love to be able to experience that because I also love poetry and I write poetry, and I'm wondering how you actually can transition and create story and yeah, things like that. Okay, so that was my question,
Yeah.
Jane. Then, so
Okay, so actually, what we want is you give a district event 2 hours about how to make the storyboard based on poetry. That would be wonderful.
Yeah.
And make
I
an
just wanna.
exercise. That would be wonderful. It's
So
beautiful.
Jane, what's your answer? When?
When I'm at next.
That's-
Well, actually,
when would you like to do it?
I've been a journalist for 15 years, and I thought that I have something to offer. Next month I'll be going for a training to be a certified trainer. And hopefully I would put it up together. Yeah, if I were to do that kind of workshop, 1 hour, 2 hours, yeah, if I have time, then I'm able to draft it, then probably I can, yeah,
Deliver it.
deliver it, yeah.
Jane, take it from someone who also went for a certification of junior trainer. It's the other way around. It's better to do the training first, have pictures. So you have the invitation, the agenda, you have the training. If possible, you also do it on site. You have the pictures with you as a trainer and the audience, and you have to put it all in documentation, and then you can go for your certification as trainer, because that is what they will be asking from you. So take the offer of Miranda.
Yes.
That is actually what I want to
Yeah,
say. It's true, because I went for junior trainer and that is what they were asking me. And yeah, so be careful. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah,
Which actually, yes.
what we're pointing out to you, Jen, is commit. Pick a date and say, I'm going to do this training within the next 60 days, and just pick a date. On such and such date, I'm going to do this. Who would like to come? Or, just send the invitation and people will start signing up. So
Yes, I fully agree with Miranda. I mean, I'm sorry to say, but it's better to do it before the certification.
Yeah. As Kevin Costner said, Build the field and they will come. So build the field. Okay, Jane, go for it. We're here to be your cheerleaders, to be your supporters, and to be your guinea pigs audience also. Before she become famous and start charging, let's take advantage of that. Right, Jane? You can test it on us. All right.
I
So
fully agree. I think it's beautiful. This is the biggest opportunity for you, Jane. It's really good. So are we going to go for the moderation of Sean?
No, Sham asked all the questions. You don't have to ask me any questions. And time's up. And time's up. Time's up.
Yeah, that's
with
why. That's
that,
why.
the
Okay,
moderation
Charms.
period, moderation session is concluded. And now, thank you everyone for such a lively interaction, very engaged audience. Really appreciate it. And there's nothing better for a trainer, for a speaker to have such an engaged and attentive audience. And I think we have been that as well. So with that, I would like to return the virtual stage to our president. And with that, my job as the Toastmaster of the meeting is concluded. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And a big applause to our Toastmaster of the meeting. Big applause to our trainers and of course our table topic masters. Thank you so much. And indeed, before I close the meeting, I would like to ask our guests, what do they think about this meeting? Especially first, Anthony, what do you think about this meeting?
Yeah, I really enjoy this meeting. Okay, because earlier we have a conversation with Marinda. I was asked why you joined this meeting, so my answer just now is that I'm very interested to in this type of thing, the training thing, and outside we don't have this opportunity to talk, right? That's why I joined the master, because those master give me the platform, the opportunity to stand and talk and to improve my communication skills. Because when we speak, we train. When we train, a lot of training, so we can improve and improve. And hopefully one day, maybe, yeah, I might go for as a trainer also.
Come
This
join
my
us.
ambition actually.
Come join
Thank
us,
you so
Anthony.
much. Yes, I
Yeah.
think now is the time.
Yes.
Come join
Now
the
is the
club.
time to
And
join.
then
Yes.
you get a chance to try, I mean, to practice, and then you get the evaluation about your training, okay? Rather than being just a spectator. So come join us and be a participant. Right, Anthony? Yes.
Yes, indeed. So for more information, you can ask for Miranda for more information. So thank you so much. And now also Leonie, a regular visitor. What keeps you from joining us? I mean, here I know you are in a very successful club because I'm in the same area as your club in Meshibili Toastmasters. So, but those Meshibili Toastmasters, you can only speak for 5 to 7 minutes. Here you can speak for much longer, so 15 minutes, half an hour. You can test the waters here. It's different here. You know that you have been here several times. So, what do you think about today's meeting, and when will you sign up?
Let's ask her
So,
what she thinks about the meeting first.
first of all, it's an extremely insightful meeting as always. So yeah, I love the energy. I love all the information that you guys are giving. It's extremely helpful. And sign up, what keeps me from sign up? Well, the time management actually.
But you here?
Uh, yeah, but to commit to another club, it would be a great uh commitment. I'm not sure I can take it after being a VP in SCVD. It's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah. It's okay. It's okay. We
Yes, I
understand.
know the feeling. I'm also a VP education somewhere in the world. It's not easy, especially HBD. It's quite a very active club. So that's well. Thank you for coming, though. So feel free to come again and enjoy the meeting. And therefore, we will have another meeting 2 weeks from now, the second week of the month, and then you will, because of there was a little bit of a shift in the schedule, it will be center stage, if I'm not mistaken. I would like to ask the VP Education to shed some light on this.
Thank you,
Lorna?
President Helena. Thank you, Helena. Our next center stage is Jane Moore, and perhaps there Jane can elaborate a bit more on the things that we've spoken about now. And then following that, the next meeting will be on the 28th, the 14th of November and the 28th of November. I will be doing the first training, and there's space for one more trainer. So I would really like to encourage someone to contact me to be to do a training on the 28th of November as well. Thank you. Back to you, Madam President.
Right. All right. Now, we maybe later on after this we will have a exco meeting, but I would like to ask people also. I know it will be hard for us to join contests, but for those who are joining contests in their own district, maybe we can make an event in which we can have a special session in which we can train each other to have a good contest speech. So please, I hope that you will join contest in your district, if in your division or your area, if possible. Because contest is because when I heard Jane Mo speaking directly, it makes me think of contest. Touch the emotion. This, especially the editing. What will you keep in? What is relevant? What will you keep out? That is really, I was like, oh my gosh, that is really contest vibes. That is why, Jane Mo, your presentation is so relevant. Yeah. And looking forward to your center stage. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope that we will see each other 2 weeks from now. And let's close the meeting. And yes, meeting is closed. Okay. Thank you. For those,
Thank you, everyone.
yes,
Bye-bye.
bye-bye, Leonie.